Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Guild Wars 2 PvP video. Today I wanted to take a look at the Power Ranger. Haha, jokey. But in all seriousness, I wanted to do a build video on a power variant for the Soulbeast. So let me first go over my weapons, runes, and amulets, and then into my specializations. For the weapons, I'm using longbow and greatsword. For the rune, I'm taking the rune of Hullbrick, and the amulet, I am using Marauder's amulet. I came very close to using paladins, or even berserkers as well, but I feel like Marauder fits my playstyle. And for the specializations, I am taking Beast Mastery, Wilderness Survival, and Soulbeast. For Beast Mastery, I'm taking bottom, middle, top, Wilderness Survival, middle, bottom, top, and for Soulbeast, bottom, top, top. This build, I focused heavily on staying at range and nuking them from far. Here on the video, you see a warrior on me, and one reason why I'm taking a greatsword is because sometimes in PvP, it's inevitable to get into melee combat. So I hoped using a greatsword, it would prepare me somewhat. And for the pets, I'm also taking Smokescale and Juvenile Rock Deer. It's the deer Rockhound, not Rockhound. I already forgot his name. It's a Path of Fire pet. It's the one where it's a little rock deer thing. Sadly, I went down there because I was double teamed by a ranger and a warrior. There you saw me using my rapid fire against an elementalist, and especially with elementalists, and playing them more recently, I'm well aware of their reflect potential, depending if they have a magnetic aura or they use one of the earth abilities that allows them to reflect projectiles. And in that instance, the elementalist did. Here I got really low on health, and one useful thing with a longbow is, of course, to use point blank shot to gain some distance, and then I used hunter's shot to gain stealth, just to lose some track of sight. I also popped Moa stance and bear stance. I also forgot to go over my utilities. For my heal, I'm using bear stance, bear stance mostly for condition cleanse and prevention. I'm using Moa stance, Sic'em, which is great for personal damage increased if you are in Soulbeast mode, and the signet that prevents damage, I forgot the name, and then one wolf pack for my elite. Here I'm just trying to secure a kill to allow my allies to resurrect if they're down. Thankfully, we get this revenant killed. Wonderful. And this warrior, I'm well aware of warriors' stability potential and just overall resolve. So I managed to get an interrupt there, which I was very thankful for, using my smoke assault to gain increased pressure. I tend to follow up my smoke assault with a rushed shot. It's not called rush shot. It's called takedown. I forgot the name. Takedown. I was like, okay, never mind. Takedown. I tend to follow up my smoke assault with a takedown, and then maybe even a worldly impact if it's off cooldown. Here the warrior went down, which was wonderful. Just me stomping. I will say overall, I really enjoyed this specific playstyle because I don't have to necessarily get in the thick of combat. Here, the Deadeye does sadly take me down because that's what a Deadeye does best, is kill people. But for those of you who want to play a build where you aren't necessarily in the thick of combat all the time and feeling a little stressed, it gives you peace of mind in a way, knowing that you are further away from the fray, but there is always that worry that someone's going to jump you and how you're going to react. Always think of positioning and exit routes and any abilities that you have off cooldown that will help you escape. That's something that I kind of learned. Here I use Smoke Assault, go into a takedown, and then Worldly Impact, and then I knock him off, and I just kind of punish this Elementalist for not having stability, which I felt bad. In the Mist form, I use Barrage here just to kind of block off a point. If I could, thankfully, the enemy Soulbeast ends up walking into it. I cripple them, do a little bit of damage. And here this Revenant is just trying to heal up from all the damage. I will say that I didn't use my elite too often, and that I kind of just forgot about it. Here, oh, this was so satisfying. I just rapid fired on the thief, the Deadeye, and they just melted. Reaction timing might have not been good, or they might not have had any endurance. I don't know if they came from a previous fight and they just didn't have any. Also, that's another interesting thing with the Deadeye. While they are kneeling, they do have that projectile destruction field, which they didn't use. Here I just go for some tranquility, because when playing Temple of the Sign Storm, gotta get that tranquility. But I really am looking forward to playing more games with this Soulbeast build, because I don't often play Ranger, and I just had over the last hour, I was like, oh, I will play some Ranger. So I definitely encourage people to have fun with their builds. Here I use another Barrage to maybe slow down the Revenant from pursuing my ally. I still am kind of having more of a utility mindset as well. I misplaced my takedown there. Here I get caught in the fray. I try to pop my healing skill in all of my defensive utilities. Sadly, I can't. One thing I'd like to talk about with the traits is that most of my traits that I take tend to focus on my survivability and my overall tankiness. I'm taking, I think it's called Occart Salve, where I gain regeneration, and if I have regeneration, I take 5% reduced damage. I'm taking that Soulbeast trait where if I die in Soulbeast, instead of going down, I gain some health. And also I'm taking the trait, I believe it's in Wilderness Survival, where if I'm interrupted or CC'd, it gets transferred to my pet if my pet is out. Here I try to go for the rest, but sadly, this Soulbeast was already on it. And at this point, my team just starts talking. She ends up getting a lot of CC on me, which was worrying, but thankfully she wasn't able to pump out a lot of damage. I try to go stealth to secure the stomp, but my stealth doesn't land, my arrow doesn't hit. And then here, using my Barrage just to initiate and hopefully prevent the Elementalist or discourage him from going on point, but he went through it anyway. And just seeing like the crits do like 2.5k damage, and that's just on an auto attack. When you use rapid fire, it gets up to like 16k, and plus you're applying vulnerability. So overall, I think this is a pretty... Here he uses this as reflect. I get knocked back, which I find kind of humorous. I try to jump down and use my Smoke Assault, but I was out of range and I just started running in. Here, of course, Smoke Assault, trying to CC them, however they have stability. Securing the kill. And then they start talking, which is always interesting to see in PvP. You're just like, what are they gonna say next? Overall, I really enjoyed this game. There were some moments of good play. I knocked back that Deadeye to help secure the kill. I use my damage prevention just in case. I pop my regen, which further reduces my damage. Also with the traits, I'm taking like a bunch of condition duration reduction and potency reduction, which helps because there's a lot of conditions, of course, in PvP. And that's pretty much the game. So thank you everyone for dropping by. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone. I'm just here as I think I show you some of my damage. I think I got top damage, or pretty decent damage. Got my skills damage, and yeah. There you go. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Down below, I have links to all things Guild Wars 2 for free-to-play players and expansion players alike. So if you or a loved one are interested in playing Guild Wars 2, check the links down below and begin your adventure in Tyria today. See you in game!